nothing if I can't have you.
Hey guys, what's up? I am back. Sorry for the long wait in between videos. A lot has happened since the last one. For example, thanks for all your comments on my Instagram. I appreciate it. If you guys don't already know, I am engaged to this beautiful girl named Amy, and it's been great. And I started a new job, so it's been very hectic. Just got a new house as well, and just things have been piling. Anyways, I know during this pandemic of coronavirus, a lot of you guys are staying home. But Tesla deliveries have not stopped. In fact, my roommate, this is Josh. She's actually another physical therapist. We went to school together. I finally convinced him. We lived together back in Loma Linda, and we're actually living together here in San Diego now. And finally convinced him to get a Tesla.
And he's my boss.
How long did it take you to get some convincing?
He's a good salesman, so I say very little to none convincing.
Did you use my referral code?
I did, but the salesman lied to me.
He said he'd add it later, but we're waiting on that. Anyways, so during this whole pandemic, we know that Tesla deliveries may be a little bit different. So we're able to kind of see, if you guys didn't already know, my delivery experience has been quite different from a lot of people after, just with the most and the masses get in the car. They're not able to do a lot of one-on-one deliveries. Now they're doing like group classes on orientations, how to work the car. But you guys may have been wondering, how do you guys get that orientation during the whole coronavirus? Josh, you want to give us a little bit about your experience?
Yeah, so calling to schedule for the appointment, they actually showed up. They brought the car to my parents' house. Once they arrived, all we had to do was sign, the loan agreements, agreeing to all the terms. After that was done, they left the car into my hands. Once I got into the car, there was actually no tutorial or anything, so everything was just all either YouTube, Young Tesla, or Google.
Now, did you get any hands-on with them at all or anything? Or
So I did not get any hands-on. Actually, they were there for probably 5 minutes or less. Once the loan agreement was signed, they were out of there.
Did they have a mask on, or did they email a sign? I'm not sure how it worked.
They did have a mask on, so very good with proper PPEs. Once I signed, they had gloves on, so they gave me a pen. They sterilized the pen. They took the papers away, and that was it.
Very good. We're very strict on this because as healthcare clinicians ourselves, we're very strict on correct precautions and everything. So hopefully you guys are staying home too. Please be safe. Anyways, first impressions on the car when you got it.
Car was very beautiful, nice and white, very clean, cleaner than my other cars. But one problem was without the introduction or anything, I didn't even know how to put it in reverse or drive or anything.
Oh, they didn't even teach you that?
No.
How about how to adjust mirrors? That's usually one of the first things.
They didn't teach me a flick.
Well, let's do a tutorial after this. We'll show you guys, if you guys got delivery during this time, I'll go ahead and do a really quick basic tutorial after this kind of spiel, and I'll just show you the basic functions and other functions that cross my mind that are very important to orientation when you first get the car. You guys may have seen my delivery 2 years ago now. It's crazy. But there's been a lot of features added since, so might as well go through another orientation again. Now I know the car pretty well now. So now, did the car miss anything perhaps? Maybe some floor mats or...
So I'm still a little confused about that. My car just came with one of those, I don't even know, like...
Those white paper.
Yeah, white paper things.
No
floor mats.
Yeah, something they forgot. Just floor mats and everything. But you can imagine during this time they are just probably all over the place, just pretty chaotic there and everything. Yeah. And the alignment issues, not too bad. There was maybe one door, a lot better from when I got my car. So do you know your VIN number off the top of your head or no?
I absolutely do not.
Okay, well, we know mine was in that first 5,000. And his is probably in the hundreds of thousands. So there's that good, they have improved in quality control. So the alignment looked pretty good and everything. Minor paint swirls and minor paint imperfections, but nothing too noticing to the eye. I had one friend who had a dent on her car, and so she got that taken care of. But for the delivery, they told you just inspect the car, and if anything wrong,
just send them an email.
And did they give you a mile limit? Like after certain miles, it has to be
They did say within 250, I believe.
within 250. So that's something we got to take a pretty good look
Pretty
at
fast.
and everything. I would want to talk about your specs that you got real quick. Which model did you get? Kind of wheels, all that.
The very basic ones.
We got standard range plus, right?
Standard range plus, everything that was, basic, no add-ons, very cheap.
But yeah, it's nice that Tesla, they eventually, that the sunroof became standard, that the standard range plus was almost standard, as well as a premium interior. Didn't really make sense for that kind of simple interior for a luxury car. But other than that, delivery experience was okay and everything.
Actually, very beautiful. Called me 20 minutes before they came. Came within that 15-20 minute radius, and then just had me sign the loan agreements, and they were out of my way. Just how I like it.
Nice. So overall, pretty nice experience.
Best experience I've had or seen yet.
So
other than the floor mats and
yeah, they're probably a little bit confuzzled at this time. But let's give you an orientation. If you have any questions so far before we head over there,
I do not yet.
Okay, let's kick it. Let's kick it. All right, we are in Josh's brand new car. Still has that great brand new car smell. But yeah, you're right. They really didn't set you up on anything. You don't even have your profile set up. That's one of the most basic things. But once again, this is during the pandemic, so hopefully they should have had a tutorial, but they did not. So first thing you guys want to do is create a driver profile. What that's going to do is save all the settings for you. So Josh, you can go ahead and enter your name.
My name's Josh.
All right, go ahead and create your profile. And now this is going to take you to adjust your mirrors and your steering wheel. Let's do steering wheel first because that's a little bit easier. On your left scroll wheel over there, you're going to go ahead and go up and down. And then you're going to choose a height and you can go in or left or right to go in or out.
Oh.
There you go. So set it to your desired position. The next one you're going to want to do is the steering wheel all good?
My steering wheel's perfect.
Okay. Now the mirrors. This is pretty cool. Now the left side, we're going to be looking there first. We're going to use that same scroll wheel to adjust it. Just like any normal car, the way you want. Nice joystick.
Oh.
And then when you want to go right side, go ahead and do the other.
Perfect.
Good. And now you have mirror auto tilt and mirror auto fold. So the auto tilt will be when you go in reverse, your mirrors tilt downward so you can see the curb, which is really nice. So I always put it on automatic. Auto fold is also, let's say you walk away from your car, it locks, that's when it folds inwards. That's kind of a nice way to make sure it's locked, as well as it just makes it more compact so when you're in parking spaces, no one hits it. So that's kind of the most basic thing at first. So you have all those, you're saved as Josh. Now, other things you can do is use easy entry. Let's go ahead and click there. So what does that mean? Easy entry is when you enter or exit your vehicle. So your steering wheel can go up, for example, if you want that. So when you're about to get out of your car, your steering wheel will move out of the way. Mm-hmm. Would you like that? Or
No, it's okay.
That's okay? All right. And then another thing, once you have your driver profile, is are your seats saved? Or, is your seat adjusted to your height and everything?
It is.
Go ahead and move it real quick. So if you ever want to move it, just a little bit like there, you can press save.
Oh.
And, well, this is for easy entry. Mm-hmm. So let's go back to Josh. So that's your normal one. And then if you ever want to save it, adjust it, and it'll say save. Or you can go click on it in case you want to go back to the settings. It'll save everything, including the steering wheel height and your mirrors. So you can have multiple people, maybe your girlfriend. Well, you're going to let her drive the car?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, there you go. That's not what he told me. Just kidding. Okay, so now we have that, and that's kind of the most basic thing to start with. Now, as far as controls goes, you're going to have mainly your navigation, music, anything here on the right that you're trying to settings to look at. The left side of the screen will always stay the same. As far as you're going to have your speed limit up here. This is going to tell you your gear shift, park, reverse, neutral, drive. And then your controls for the car to move it. You can always look at your reverse camera, even while driving. charging, you can go ahead and set the limit. Once again, these are the recommended settings where you want it to be. And then to schedule, that's departure, or start charging at 12 a.m. in San Diego. That is off-peak time, so that's where we want it. And let's see, this voice control, there's lots of things you can do here. You can do text message, call people, all that thing, and it's very clear, so let's get rid of that real quick. Windshield wipers, people always go, how do I work my windshield wipers? You can either, on the left turn stalk, there's a button where your turn signals are. You can either hold the button inwards, and that'll do the sprayers, and also go up. Also, if you click on it, that's how you turn it on. There are 4 speeds as well as auto. So that's kind of how you toggle on and off there. Gives you some info here, just nothing, just energy consumption and mileage trip. Nothing that you need to work the car. And we're going to go over to settings. This is your settings. This is going to be where you want to control anything. A lot of people ask, where's the glove box?
Very true.
How long did it take you to figure that out?
About 20 minutes.
20 minutes. Well, it's right here. Glove box will open up on the right, and you just close it manually. Now, you guys can flip through these yourselves, but important things to see, you have your quick controls, any lights, any locks. That this is how you set up your phone. Glad you got that set up, which is very good. And all the settings for that. Now with Autopilot, this is something people have lots of questions on. I do full self-driving on. That's the one that you saw in my car where you see all the other cars on the road. And auto steer, you know that's where it turns for you. You can actually adjust the distance here. And 3 is referring to how many car lengths you want between you and the next car. So this means you want 3 car lengths between you and the car in front of you. That's going to be, also while you're in Autopilot, you can use your right scroll wheel to adjust speed as well as cruise follow distance as well. Now, forward collision warning, I put mine on early. I don't know if you guys have seen my video on that rear end, but I always have it early and it saved me pretty good time there. Blind spot, all that, these are very good because these are all your safety things.
Well, then let's put it on early.
Oh, there you go. And that's going to hear a beep, 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 beep. So don't be alarmed if you hear that. You have basic navigation controls. You were asking me, how do you find chargers? Well, if you go somewhere far away, it plans out your trip for you. It tells you what chargers you need to stop at.
Love it.
That's pretty cool. Avoid tolls.
Oh, you know
all that stuff. Safety and security. This is where you do factory resets, power off. Here's your Sentry mode. This is something we were talking about. We have to save your home address to enable that. But that's basically your alarm system. And then we have all your dash cam and everything. So these are things to look at. I'm not going too much in detail with any of these. If you guys do have questions, leave it in the comment section below. I just don't want to be overwhelming with too much information, just leaving the basics. Now, here's all the servicings, all the resets. Factory resets over here now, actually. And then it'll show you your software. And if you need to see what kind of software you're running, go to the release notes right here. And it'll tell you all the things in the new update. And it'll kind of explain it to you. Like I said, getting a Tesla is like getting a new car every few months because of these software updates. So it's good to stay on top of these. Now, software update preference, I'm just going to put it advanced just so you get your updates earlier. That's basically what it means. Alright, now back to the bottom screen here. What we have is, of course, the settings. We have your music over here. Of course, you have all these options. You have Spotify, some karaoke, which is pretty cool to play with. Your average FM, AM radio, phone, Bluetooth, as well as like Tesla streaming with TuneIn and the streaming over here for podcasts. We have this tab over here. We're going to come to it real quick. We're going to go over these real quick. These two right here are the seat warmers. You have the front and the rear defrosters and the volume. Now, here's a cool thing with the AC. You're going to go ahead and click it on just like that. There's 2 different kind of modes. This one's on auto, automatically get it to 71. Pretty much standard in a lot of cars. You can sync it for both sides. And now you can also do it manually, so the temperature you want and the fan speed with that. Now, the other thing here, you have just like every other car, fans or the air directed towards your feet, towards you, or up. You also have the redirection, the AC on, or the recycle. And then different options here with climate control. Let's bring that back up. Climate control will keep your car at a safe temperature while it's parked. That way when you come in your car, it's a very nice temperature. You have the dog mode. That is, if you leave your dog inside, it'll display an image on your screen saying our owner will be back soon if you keep it at a good temperature for your dog. And some people camp in here, so I guess you get to use that, and you basically got a new house. Congrats, Josh.
Thank you.
Okay, so next thing going on, as far as AC, this is an HVAC system. What I want to show you is you get to direct the airflow with a finger, just like that. Go ahead and play with yours a little bit.
Wow, I can direct it towards me?
You know, traditional car vents, you kind of have that little knob, but this one, it's all electronic. You can go ahead and split it like that, 2 different directions, bring it up, down, and right towards you. That's one of the coolest systems. It's all through that long vent here on the dashboard. And that's one of the coolest things about the AC. Now we're gonna go back to this tab that I promised you guys we're gonna go back to. You have your call button just to access your contacts, your phone calls, your recents, and the dial pad. Calendar for any events, backup camera. You also have your energy consumption, back to your charging screen, internet browser, your entertainment, and your toy box. We're gonna go over these 2 in just a little bit in depth. This toy box is gonna bring you to this screen. You can also access it by pressing the T up there, sliding it down, and you have all these things that you can play around with. You have this romance mode, and that's my personal favorite. Won't play it because it's just you and me in here, Josh. But
I believe it.
So the other thing is whoopee cushion mode. It's all fun stuff, really cool things. But the thing I get to enjoy is I love entertainment. Kind of get to watch YouTube, Hulu, Netflix. If you're watching a favorite show and you're supercharging, go ahead, turn Netflix on. Or if you're charting in between patients, for us home health clinicians, comes quite in handy. So this is a cool thing about Tesla, as well as arcade mode. You can play games on here too if you didn't know that. Lots of games here. My favorite one is Beach Buggy Racing 2. Just quite a great racing game. And other things in that, do you have any questions so far?
So far, no.
Oh, great. Well, other things, you told me you didn't know how to do the park reverse neutral drive. So let's go over that with some people. Turn the camera over there. This is your turn stalk. It's going to go ahead all the way down is going to be drive. All the way up is reverse, middle is neutral. This button right here is your park. Now if you're driving on the freeway or on streets, you can go ahead and go down all the way twice. That is your autopilot and your auto steer. It'll steer for you as well as the smart cruise control. If you go down just once on the freeway, it'll just keep that same speed, but you will have full control of steer. I quite like that feature, it's pretty great. And once again, you can adjust it using the right scroll wheel while you're on autopilot. Now other features of the car over here, let me move it. We have 2 USB ports here right underneath. You can plug in your phone there. You have some in the back as well as here in the glove compartment. Hazard lights are located right above the rear view mirror, right there. Your dome lights here, you got 2 in the back as well. And one thing with the side of the car, this is how you open the car. They might not tell you that during this orientation, but it's an electronic lock, just like that. If some people are wondering what if there's an emergency, the power cuts off. There's an emergency latch here, only to be used in emergency because it does ruin the trim and prolonged use may require repair. So go ahead and just keep using this and try to prevent people from using this in your car. That's something to keep in mind. But pretty much that's a basic orientation, Josh. Do you have any other questions on everything?
No, you have covered everything so far.
And real quick, I know you asked how you find all the chargers. This is kind of how you do it. You kind of zoom out, you can find all the superchargers in red, or Tesla recently has an update on third-party chargers as well that you can also see. So you can basically travel anywhere in the United States just because charging is so available. But, all right. Shall we call it?
That is great, young Tesla.
All right, thank you very much. Well, thanks again, Josh, for joining me and showing off your car for us. You gave us a little orientation.
Thank you.
And, yeah, sharing your experience during this whole pandemic. Once again, if you guys want to buy a Tesla, go ahead and use my referral code in the link below. Truly appreciate it. You guys want some free supercharge miles, go ahead and use it from that direct link and not try to add it after. So definitely goes through. And you can follow me on social media at Young Tesla. Go ahead and find me there. Once again, with this whole video, I wasn't able to answer all the questions in details and go over things like dash cam and sentry mode. You can either watch my other videos on that or shoot some comments in the section below or try to answer all of them. And once again, guys, stay safe out there, stay home, and we appreciate you guys. We'll see you next time.
And take your temperature.